the cameras on. Let's just see if we can find me. Rightio. This is my sort of lunchtime. So I've just chosen to go and do some shopping. And I thought I'd just say a few things about what's happening in the world. I don't intend this to be a political statement of any sort, but just a recognition, I think, to everyone that I think a lot of us are going through the same thing. There are just parts of life at the moment that people would rather not discuss. Sometimes because it's just too awful to think about. Other times because they're afraid people will laugh at them for having the thoughts that they're having. And also because people think that there's already been enough talk and discussion and outrage and anger and everything else, that their voice will just add to it all. So they prefer to keep silent. And I can understand all three of those arguments. So why should I be tossing my 2 cents in now? I guess it's because the only reason I have for tossing my 2 cents in is because I want people to feel, I guess, accepted, human, relaxed, happy. In some cases people won't have felt these emotions for a while because primarily, and I don't know what it's like in your country, that our media have lost their way. The sensationalism that's available to them on a daily basis due to the Ukraine war, with Russia invading them, or with COVID, or with the global economic crisis that keeps on screaming its head at us, largely on the back of rising fuel prices. And the thing is that the media have just thought, well, we've got all this chaos, mayhem going on in the world, we can just pick and choose now. We don't actually have to be looking for stories of hope and happiness and creativity and all those emotions that we know we've got inside us that make us feel happy and so forth. And the most that they can come up with is a dog rescued from a overflowing drain or something like that. So I thought I'd just get in the car and go for a drive. Well, actually I'm doing some shopping during my lunch, but I thought, why not just do it from the car? This is daily life, this is real life, and I think that's what people want to see from vloggers. They want to see that we lead ordinary lives like themselves, and we do, very much so. Except I guess we feel some kind of social responsibility in terms of what we put out. So the first point I want to make is decide what you want to believe in and believe it, live it, do it. Okay? Because one of the major things is that all the reports of misinformation or fake news and all the rest of it makes you, in the end, believe that you don't have a starting point, that there is so much corruption and people trying to make something for themselves, that none of it's believable. And if you get to that point, you really are lost. So go back a couple of years to all those things that you did believe in, that you were sure of, and re-establish them, whatever they may be. I'm not suggesting that you change from what you had already decided. And you can start to build on that. So if you've got a basis that is firm, is believable to you, and is solid, then all the things that surround that can start to become solid as well, and you'll feel an immense amount of pressure lifted from your shoulders. You'll start smiling again at people, and you'll start enjoying life the way you used to. There's a lot of people who, I think, step outside their front door and the only word that comes into their brain is COVID, because what's inside their house they can control, what's outside they can't, and what's outside, they believe what's outside is what's reported by the media. So I guess that's unfortunate, because if you just take a glance at any newspaper, you'll find that all the bad stuff is what's on the front page, and anything sensational that they can find that'll grab your attention, that's what they'll fill your mind with. And if they're doing that to you daily, just imagine what sort of a state you're in by the time you've had 2 years of it, which we all have had. So the one thing I do suggest is that you decide what enters your ears and your brain, so that you can have better mental health. So limit what comes in. Go back to what you believed in a couple of years ago that was solid for you, and just smile and be happy. I know that's a cliche, and that you're probably cringing to hear me say that, but I honestly think it is about time we just did that we started to smile again and be happy and start celebrating, and don't look at the front page of the newspaper. Instead, ring up a friend and tell them a funny story. Alright? Peace be with you all. Bye bye.